All right, let's take a look at sharing a document in Google. And this is probably one of the biggest missteps that I see when people are trying to collaborate on Google Docs or keep something private or whatever. And so try to spend some time taking a look at how do you share a document, what does each of them mean. And so I am currently logged into my MontevideoSchools.org Google account, which is an organization account, which would be most of your schools are a part of. So it's going to look fairly similar, just obviously you can insert your school name as opposed to Montevideo Schools. But if I want to collaborate on this document or I want to just share this and have somebody just see it, the thing that I really strongly urge is spend a little bit of time just reading what is said here. And so in order to do this, you don't download this as an attachment, you don't send it off as a file or anything like that. And so basically all you're doing is sending that person a link and giving them the rights to either see or edit this document. And so let's start up in the right hand corner where it says share, a big blue button, and this is pretty standard in Google, where you're going to see this blue share button up in the right hand corner. If it's not there for some whatever reason or you don't see it, usually in the file menu it's the same spot, file, share as well. And so we're going to share this document. Okay, now the thing that I want you to take a look at is right here where it says who has access. And so right now, if you just stop and read, it says who has access. This document is private and only the people listed below can access. Now take a look at who is listed below. So right now I am the only person who has access to this document. Okay, viewing, editing, whatever. I am the only person who can see this document right now. Okay. Now, if I want to share this document with somebody else, for instance, I can share this with Mary, and so I click on Mary's name, and now you can see that it says Mary can do what? Mary can give her privileges to either edit, comment, or view. And so if I want her to collaborate with me and be able to change text, add text, do whatever to this document, it is edit. I'm going to give her editing privileges. If I just want her to see it and comment on it, I'm just going to give her commenting privileges. If I want her just to be able to see my document and see my work, I'm going to give her view privileges. Okay. Now, in order to do this piece right here, people need to have Google accounts. Okay, especially the editing feature. The viewing feature you might be able to get away with without a Google account, but I would strongly urge that if you're going to collaborate with somebody and they want to edit, they must have a Google account. Not a Gmail address, this is different, a Google account. And so you can set up Google accounts with current email. So if I have for instance, a bramo@hotmail.com, I can actually use that email address for my Google account. And so you don't have to sign up for a Gmail account as part of the process. And so that kind of scares people. I don't want another email address. Well, that's not what you're doing. You're creating a Google account to be able to access Google documents. Okay? And so you can notify her via email. She can get a copy and just says that Brandon has shared this document with you. She can click on it and sends it to her. It also automatically goes to her Google Drive. And so an email really is not 100% necessary. It's just informing her that I've shared a document with her. And so I would hit share and save. And she's going to wonder what I'm doing. But anyway, I shared and save. And now Mary has access to edit. And so it says, and again, who has access? This document is still private, but it's private between these people, me and Mary. And I've given Mary the option to edit this document. So I can also change this. I can make her the owner of this document, and then she can delete it, do whatever she wants with it, say I no longer need it or want it. I can also change again to just giving her view privileges. Now, let's say, whoops, I don't want her to have access anymore. I can just X out of this, hit this X and it'll delete her. She'll no longer have access to this document. And so I'm going to do that and hit save. Okay. And so that is if you want to just collaborate individually with 1, 2, 3, 4 people, whatever, privately invite them. Okay. Now, if I hit the change here, what comes up is my visibility options. And so here, it's not necessarily inviting people to collaborate on this document, but there are multiple levels here. And so what I tell people is, especially in organizations, kind of just forget these two right here. Okay. And so you can use this. It allows you to just restrict people to this one, to having Montevideo Schools accounts. This one will make it in public within Montevideo Schools, and so it becomes searchable in Montevideo Schools Google accounts. And so I kind of just tell people to kind of stay away from these. They can be very confusing, especially if you're not very familiar with the ones above it. And so the one, anyone with the link, so when I click on anyone with the link, so if you read below, it says anyone who has this link can access with no sign-in required. And so this would be a good spot where if you have somebody that does not have a Google account, go to anyone with the link, and their access is can view. And so they can view this document. Okay. Now, even if I change this to edit, they still are going to have a Google account, and still going to require them to sign in. Google requires that because it allows you to track who is making what changes. And so kind of a misconception that anyone can edit a document, not necessarily. All right. Now, so that's anyone with a link. And so let's say anyone with a link can edit. So I want to send this out to 50 people without doing this inviting. Okay. Now it says anyone who has a link can edit. So I can take this URL here, I can copy this. Now I can go to my email, type up an email, send this link out, and anyone can access this document and edit this document. Okay? Or post that link on a website, do whatever. Kids can click on it, edit documents. Public on the web just kind of is one less restriction. It becomes searchable within Google. Very difficult to find documents, things like that within Google, but very least restrictive. And so I always say if it's nothing that is terribly sensitive, go public on the web. Whatever you want them to do, view, edit, save, use this URL. If you don't want people to edit, take away the editing again, just go to publish to the web. Make sure it's public on the web and post it, and people can see what you're doing. Just creates a web page. And so sharing, now you'll notice that there's a globe here instead of a lock. That tells me that it is public on the web. And so really it just takes time. You just almost have to slow down and read who has access. This is public on the web. Anyone on the internet can find and view. My name is below there because I am the owner of this document. And so you really just have to read what this says. And again, I always say share across the hallway before you share across the world if you're unsure of different settings and things like that. And so, and always when you share a document, saying if you cannot access, please let me know, and then we can look into it. And so a lot of times it's if there's an issue, it's in your share or visibility settings. So that is sharing a Google Doc.